Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Filbert Flies. This afternoon we are going to be taking a first look at the newly released ATR 72 by Hans Hartmann on behalf of Microsoft or Asobo, or I don't really understand how it works, but anyway, it's the first expert series release, which means it's a plane for experts like me and a small minority of others out there. I'm not terribly well. I'm going to say that now. I've got a bit of the COVID, so I'm feeling a bit rough. So you'll have to forgive me if my voice is a little croaky, or I don't quite manage to focus all the time. We're flying this afternoon from Rotorua down to Christchurch. Two fantastic sceneries by NZA. Christchurch, their most recent and their best release, I would say. Rotorua, one of the very first airports they released as freeware, and I featured this way back in 2020 on, I think it was certainly one of my first freeware focus videos, and I remember saying at the time, unfortunately, we've got no planes to fly into here at the moment other than the BizJets. We've got no airliners to take here, but maybe one day, and today is that day, so it sort of felt fitting to make this my first stream. Also, we flew in here this morning, myself and Paul and Matt. And there were a few snags, but overall it didn't go too badly. So who have we got? Good afternoon, Matt. Or good evening to you. Good late night to you. Magic Turtle AU, same to you. Welcome. M Degree, Treeun Marker, Wojtek, Paul, Envok, Tazzy, and Ollie. Welcome to all of you. And Darren Foe, thank you very much indeed for the follow. And Scott with a Prime sub. 18 months. 18 months. Amazing. Thank you very much to both of you for the follow and for the sub. Tanner, hello. And Mylotsu, hello to you as well. Lovely to have so many people here watching. So yes, I don't profess to be an expert in this plane by any stretch of the imagination. Things will go wrong, and some of those things will be my fault. Some of those things will be bugs. But we'll work through it together. Perhaps some of you will have some helpful insight. And we'll see how we go. So we got Paul flying along. He is in this other ATR behind me, and if we look the other way, we should be able to see Wojtek, who has decided to buck the trend and point his plane in the opposite direction. You are parked correctly. Are you though, boss? I cannot for the life of me see why they would want to embark passengers on the side of the plane away from the terminal. I can't. You see, and what we're going to do, we're going to start boarding, and I'll show you how beautifully that works with a profile. There's a profile for this airport and a profile for the plane. And what you'll see eventually is that the passengers will walk out of the door straight up the stairs to the plane. They can't do that if you're parked the other way around. Yes, I know, me too. It loaded me in the other pointing the other way, but with the GSX profile, it points you this way, so you can just reposition. They can walk around the plane, and to be honest, they'd probably be, crew's already boarded. They would probably quite enjoy that if they're av geeks. They get to see a bit more of the airport, maybe see someone taking off or landing as they walk to the aircraft. Very pog. Anyway, while we wait for the passengers to get underway, I think we'll go and get on board ourselves and start setting up. Clipboard man, are you going out? No, okay, we'll go out ahead of you.
Passengers starting.
Can't remember, but it's all in the stream announcement, Vojtek. As always. So yes, here we are. Straight on. Beautifully modelled cabin. And the cockpit door opens as well. We can't see that obviously from the drone view. I'm trying to create an illusion of walking onto the plane here. So you'll have to accept one or two limitations. And there we are. So on my Discord server, I wanted to pin that top message, but I don't know how to do it. Literally don't know how to do it. On my Discord server, you will find some quite useful things. There's a checklist. There is a flows document, which is what I'll be using to work through for this stream. And there's also some videos done by a real-world ATR pilot on there. So a lot of useful resources. Do come and join the Discord if you're not already there. Ian, hello, good afternoon. How are you? But yes, what I'm doing today is using the document from the airlinepilots.com, which has a series of procedures that basically teaches you everything that you need to know to operate the plane. And most of it seems to work in the sim. So we're going to start with a little mnemonic for the preliminary cockpit preparation. Life can be lived easily with human beings mediating peace. So the L stands for loose items, emergency equipment. We've got to check it. Gear pins and covers are on board. Documentation is on board. Jet Magic, good morning. I am okay. I've got COVID, but other than that, I'm very well. No, I don't. They don't for me, Jet Magic, with Reverentum's profile. But I know that they do for Matt as well. So I don't know. Some people it works for, other people it doesn't. It's very odd. Good thanks. I was just loading up now to see what all the moanings are. Oh, good. It takes some getting used to, but I think it's got potential. So the next is C. CBs. CB lateral and overhead panels. Well, circuit breakers are not modelled, but we can have a little look at them. L is for levers.
No,
so,
I don't think so. I think it's rubbish.
Roger, boss. that is a perfectly acceptable opinion. It's early days. Right, so the next, levers. So power lever 1 and 2, we should have at ground idle, which they are. You can see the little GI down here. The gust lock should be on. That's this yellow lever here. I've never really understood why it's called a gust lock, but it stops you advancing the throttles too far while you're on the ground. The 2 levers over here, the condition levers should be in the bottom position. So fuel SO, fuel shut off. So we'll set them now. Flaps lever and indicator should be set, so flaps are up. And the landing gear lever should be down. So that's levers done. Easily. EEC 1 and 2, depressed in, no light. Don't know what they are, not going to worry about them. There are some things I haven't found yet. The wipers are both off. Horizon and battery, the standby horizon erection knob. We should pull it to cage it, but we don't have a... what do you call it? We don't have like an old-fashioned... We don't have a... It's all electronic. So we don't have to worry about that. And now with that, we can turn the battery on up here. That's on, and you can hear some of the electrics coming to life. Standby horizon erection knob, if we had one, could then be released. MFC auto test, well, that's going to happen now. You can hear the beeping going on. I'm saying that like I know what it is. I don't really know what it is, but I think we can safely say it's happening now. Thank you, Jet Magic. Yeah, it's day 3 now, and it's sort of it's about as bad as it's been so far. But I'm hopeful I'll turn a corner today or overnight. I wonder if it stops gust increasing the revs on the engines. Yeah, maybe. That would make sense. So now we have an option about whether we use external power or whether we start engine 2 in hotel mode. I think we may as well use external power. We just need to check some stuff first. Up here, so the emergency and essential bus, we have the arrows illuminated. And the UNDV, we have no light. Where is the UNDV? Anyone see that? UNDV. No, but it probably doesn't have a light on it, or we see it. That's my thinking. You have prop brake on, but prop spinning. Why? Is your gust lock on, boss? We discovered earlier that gust lock needs to be on for that to work. Right, so if now DC external power, if it's available, we can use. It's not available, so let's add it here on the EFB, and we'll turn it on here. And that powers up all of our systems. You can see the remaining screens are undergoing their self-test. And then, if DC external power was not available, that's when we'd start the engine 2 in hotel mode, which I'm going to do. I'm going to do both to show you how it's done, basically. I can't remember what I said, Paul, but whatever I put in the stream announcement, I think I said 18. Hello, Martin. Yes, it is a Pogny plane. It is, overall. Yes, overall very Pog. So yeah, we're just about to start engine 2 in hotel mode. So what this is, it essentially uses engine 2 like an APU. So there's no APU on this plane, but engine 2 can be started without the propeller spinning to provide bleed air and electrical power. Gust lock is that? Then I don't know, boss. I really don't. That's a mystery. Morning, don't do what I just did and somehow take off with gust lock on. Oh, I'm sure I will at some point. I'm sure I will. Are you enjoying it there, Ehawk? So before we start engine 2, we need to do the fire test. So we'll do a squib test. a fault test, and a fire test. And those are all fine. ATPCS static test, yes indeed. Fuel pump 2 can come on. That's down here. Prop brake should be on. Prop brake showing, so that's good. So what that does, as I said earlier, is it stops the propeller from spinning. Wing lights should come on. Paul was saying earlier that is a way of alerting the ground crew to the fact that you're starting the engine, so we'll turn those on there. And the engine bleed should be off. They are. Are they? No, they're not. Now it's off. And now we start. So, to start in hotel mode, we want to make sure that the bleed is off. We'll turn the start selector to A or B. We'll alternate. So last time was the first flight, so we did A and B. This time we're just going to use A. Cool. Press the starter push button, and you call starter on. Then we move the condition lever to feather, and we call fuel open. And then we start doing a time. So as you can see, you can hear the engine starting up, but the propeller is not spinning. Ignition, because we have ITT rise within 10 seconds. We're going to check the engine parameters. We're going to call out oil pressure. When we've seen oil pressure. Yep, indeed. And once it's stable, we can turn the start selector to off. And the engine's still running. Good. If we come up here, we're now looking for the DC Gen 2. This was actually off, but we should be able to turn it on and for the fault light to come off. Now, that will only happen, I think, if we remove external power. Yeah, so it can only obviously have one power source. We've now moved from external power to Engine 2 DC Gen power. DC BTC should be closed. I did see that actually. Yes, that's closed. That's this thing here. Bleed and pack and cross valve should be open, so we can turn the bleed back on, and the rest kicks in. Cross valve open, and both packs are on. So there you are. You can do either or. You can do either or both. That external power or engine 2 in hotel mode. So at this point, the flows move on to talking about the load and the trim sheet. So I think now's a good point for us to load up the aircraft, which is done through the FMC. Has boarding finished? I think it must have done. I think it must have done. It's not really looking. So we'll go to init here. Ignore the data here. So it shows out of date, but it isn't. Date here is correct. So we will start by going to wait. And in here you can take the figures direct from your SimBrief flight plan, which is useful. So 0 fuel weight 19,864. There is a slight problem, which is that SimBrief doesn't agree about the maximum takeoff weight of this plane. I've just been, it's been saying we're overweight. It has still flown. I'm sure someone will come and do a proper SimBrief profile before too long, but for now you might find a bit of a mismatch. And you might find you're taking off above the maximum takeoff weight, which is not ideal. Fuel on board, 3184 is what we've planned. So we'll round it up to the next 100 and add 100 to give us 3,300 kilograms. There we go. It's fun just hopping back and forth over the RSC. Last night I messed with my FMC so much I deleted my flight plan. Good, I'm glad. Yeah, yeah, the flight plan pages can be a little bit tricky. Yeah, GSX is unusable when in hotel mode, unfortunately. There is not a SimBrief profile for this airport, but it does have a default one, which seems to do the job just about. So having done that, we can check that it has imported into the aircraft. And it appears to have. So our fuel on board is 3,300. Our gross weight is 23160. So it's within 4 kilograms of what we've put in down here. So that's it. And I have to say, I quite like that way of loading the aircraft. We go to the payload page here. It has also synced up. And as you can see, our gross weight exceeds our maximum takeoff weight of 2,000, 3,000 kilograms, yes. 23,000 kilograms. Excuse me, it's the COVID brain. So yeah, we're a little bit overweight, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Then, if you press the set button, it'll set your takeoff trim to 1.1 up. I'm not convinced this is the best time to do it, but it'll stop me forgetting, and you can see that here. You can also set it yourself manually, if you like. So you have to do everything, including selecting direction of pushback before starting engines. Yes. Yes. We'll talk a bit more about this later. But basically what happened there was I accidentally clicked one of the click spots. Okay. So, let's just get rid of these flashing cautions. They're a bit irritating. And we'll move on with our flows. A lot of stuff about weight and balance here, which we're not going to go too much into today, or ever, in fact. And next we move on to the before taxi and before propeller rotation. So there's a bit of a gap in terms of setting things up. But what I am going to do is import the flight plan. No, I didn't. I just put it in here. Thank God most ATRs don't park at stands where you need to push back. Yes, this is true. This is true. Come watch the stream. VATSIM and 191. What do you mean, come watch the stream? You are watching the stream. No, not default weight. No, these are the figures from my flight plan. And as you can see, they've synced up in here. Right, so on my Discord server, it shows you how to get SimBrief to export a flight plan. There's some instructions there. I won't go into that here because it's very boring, but and also quite easy to set up on your own. JZ Game, welcome. Right, so we'll do pause in it first. Put our GPS position in here. Do sensors in it. Return. Flight plan in it. Go into route. And what we're going to do is we're going to type in our origin and destination airports, NZRO, NZCH. And that should, yes, load our flight plan from SimBrief. Well, not from SimBrief, from the file I've exported from SimBrief. Putting them in FMS does not load the plane. I think it does, boss. That's all I've ever done. And as you can see, this is what the plane is showing. So we've got our gross rate correct. That matches our flight plan. And our FOB is correct. That doesn't mean that they'll be the same in here, but there are a lot of planes that don't use this at all, and I can only assume this is one of them. But you can see here that actually, yeah, fuel and payload don't really tally up. But our takeoff weight is not far off. I don't know if it has any effect on this. You don't, as far as I'm aware, need to use the weight and balance page. I can't see any reason why these figures would be inaccurate. Okay, well I'm not going to, because as far as I can tell, we've loaded the plane correctly, and all of the previous flights I've done have worked. So we'll leave that one there. If you need to push back from a stand, call for pushback, select direction, then start number 2 in hotel, then disconnect GPU. Yeah, that's a point. I guess that would work. Right, flight plan. Oh no, so that takes us to our secondary. So what we're doing next is we'll press the flight plan page again, and that takes us here. It hasn't, I don't think, imported our SIDS and stars. Well, that might have done. No, it's got top 4 Papa. Maybe it has. Let me have a look at my charts and see what else needs to be done. Totra 4 Papa, sorry. So that'll take us via Madro to Totra. It has done it. Amazing. Times and then fuel on board are not showing up yet. So we'll just click through this and make sure it matches what we're doing. Now, one of the things I would say about this is that there are some bugs when entering a route manually, particularly if you use airways. So I would recommend just importing your SimBrief route for now. We seem to have the Messi 7 Bravo star, but no runway. So we're going to set up for runway 20 for now. Now this is where I get a bit muddled up. Here we are. So we go to the arrival. We've got the Messi 7 Bravo. And we're going to set up, as I say, the ILS 02. Sorry, 20. 20. That's what's in use at the moment. We'll re-enter the star and we'll make sure we don't have any duplicates or anything. In the Discord server, there are instructions how to do it. You'll be able to watch the VOD back afterwards, High Flyer RS, if you want to see it in action. Messi 7 Bravo. Messi 7 Bravo. Via Odyssey. And the transition, we have none. That's probably fine. Probably fine. This is the bit that is most likely to go wrong, I think. Yeah, so we've got multiple messics. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this one. We're going to get rid of Camdo. We're going to check. We're going to check that it goes from Cando to messics via an airway. Cabgo. Yeah. This is right. Hang on. Gerbo, then Messics. Is that right? No, it's not right. It's not right. We've got a waypoint missing. Don't know why, but we can put that in. This is part of the bugginess, I think. Camdo. And this is where it could all go wrong. Hopefully won't. Gerbo, Camdo, and then Messics. Yeah. Get rid of the discontinuity. Then, confusingly, Cabgo. We got a Camdo and a Cabgo. Then we should have CH409, then Odyssey, then Divsu, and then the approach fixes. Awesome! So we seem to have a fully complete flight plan now. To get to the arrival page, I went to Messics, I clicked on Messics, and then this arrival button with the LSK5 left. And there I was able to select my star and my approach. I've not had any bugs with airways. You just select the available airways and points off that airway as needed. It's really neat doing it that way. A lot of people have found that adding airways freezes the FMS and there's no way of getting it going without restarting the flight. So the answer to that seems to be that you put it, for people who are experiencing that, seems to be that you put in one airway and the exit point, and then go back to the flight plan page before adding the next one. I also had a new problem when we did the inbound flight to the reverse direction to what we're doing here this morning, and it had like multiple duplicate waypoints for no apparent reason. So I think you've been quite lucky, Ollie, so far, and long may it continue. Did they manually type in the airway? Yes. Welcome back, Ian. Welcome back. So that's that's our flight plan pretty much done, as far as I can tell. If we go back to the main FMS1 menu, and we go back to init, there's some other stuff that we need to do in perfinit. So we're going to set our cruise altitude, which is in fact flight level 180 for me. So we don't need to change that. Don't need to do anything for our alternate really. Cruise mode we've got set to max cruise. We can change that to long range if we want. I don't. And I think that's our FMS pretty much set up. We'll go to the perf page and that shows our V speeds. One thing that I haven't been able to do, or I don't know how to do, is to get these speeds onto the speed tape on the PFD. So if anyone knows how to do that, I'm all ears. I would love to know. We'll set our transition altitude to 13,000 feet as well. Hello, Ribbon. I'm all right. I'm a bit ill, but I'm all right. Don't do that way. You can select them from a list. The plane knows what airways are available from a point and what waypoints are available off that airway. Interestingly, a bit like the UNS-1. Oh, I shall pick your brains about that later, if I may, Ollie, after we've done the flight, because yeah, that would make sense. But I couldn't. I don't know how to do it. Can you please show offset 10 nm? No, we're not going to do that. We're simulating a flight as realistically as we can in a new plane, KLM 101. So that's not something that this flight would ever do. So here we are. As I say, takeoff data. They appear automatically, do they? Mine don't. They never have. 113, 113, 117. Oh, hang on. Are we talking about airspeeds or... Yeah, no, we're talking about waypoints. Okay. Tried that automatic airway selection, didn't work, and it locked up the airways. Okay, there we are. There we are. Airspeeds appear... When? Is you just do automatic and it does it, or what? Yeah, don't know. Anyway, one of the things we can do now is we can have a look at the checklists if we want to on here. So, final cockpit preparation. What we have here is a couple of click spots for up and down, and these are things. This is, I think, it was either Paul or I think it was Matt who showed me this. If you come over here and go to aircraft. Not aircraft. Hang on, bear with me a second. Yeah, if you go to options and then display click spot help, you can see all of the things that you can do. So this is what I was talking about earlier, up and down and validate. But all of the screens have these little hidden click spots, which are actually really useful. So for example, if we want to change the format of our ND, which I do, we click to the left or right of it, and that changes how it looks. I quite like this because it's what I'm used to from the other aeroplanes. Okay, but in every other plane that has a similar PFD, I've had them listed at the top. Try typing in ATRs V1 and see if it shows. Okay. 113. 113. Doesn't, but we can't see 80 either. Let's try 60. 60. No, it doesn't show. Doesn't show. Anyway, put that back to 113. No, I think they're partially touchscreen because these look real. So yes, I think maybe they are. Not 100%. Maybe it appears after you press takeoff config. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You're still selected left. No, I'm on auto, boss. Pink. If you go to the performance page on the middle display, you should be able to accept the V speeds. That may help. Oh, okay. Interesting. Perf page. V speeds. 113, 113, 117. Confirm takeoff data. Oh yes, look, it shows 113. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Reese. Much appreciated. It shouldn't make any difference whether it's on pink or not. Is there any way to avoid soft lock as I just managed to do? Don't enter airways. That seems to be the biggest thing so far. Oh, that was brilliant. That's good. You see, we're all learning. Mostly me. Right. Back to our flows, and I think we're pretty much ready to get started, I think. So, doors. Get them closed. Thank you very much for the follow. Who was that? That was Oz Nomad. And also Rust ECR8 and JZ. Oh no, I said JC Game. I've already welcomed you, but welcome. There are other two. We'll get the door closed. And we'll get the cargo door closed. I already have. We'll remove the tail prop and the chocks and the ground power. We'll turn the beacon on up here. And the nav lights. I should have put the nav lights on earlier, I feel, but I didn't, so sue me. Passengers as per trim, yes they are. Nose wheel steering off for pushback. And then we do 4 propeller rotation checklist. Take up our set and check, which we've done for the first time. Tail prop is on board. Trims are set, doors are closed, seatbelts are on. Are they? No, they're not. Seatbelt signs are now on, and the beacon is on. Okay. So now we're going to turn the prop brake off. And that is going to start propeller 2 spinning. And when NP is stabilised, which it already will be, we're going to call for CL2 auto, which is the condition lever 2, and we move it up to the auto detent here. And that will increase all of our things. There are a few bugs, but that's been the same on every release, and considering the price, is insanely good value. Yes, I think I'd agree with that so far. Having never been up close to an ATR or flown in one, it's 100% realistic. Yeah. I've been happy with the ATR. It's not perfect, but I've had a bit of fun with it for sure. Yeah, me too so far. Yeah. Low pitch is what we want, and we've got it. Now, we could try a single engine taxi, but I haven't been. I've had issues with that, so we're going to start the other engine as well. We're going to start engine 1. So we're going to do much the same as we did for engine 2. We're going to move to start A. We're going to turn on the fuel pump. We're going to start 1. We're going to move the condition lever to feather. And we'll watch these increase. And we'll come outside to actually see them. And now we can move that up to auto, I think. When NP is stabilised, actually. Is NP stabilised? NP. Yes. Up to auto we go. Cool, low pitch. Thank you, Marcus A350, for the follow. Welcome. I really like the ATR. I just ballsed up an RNAV approach, though. Was supposed to be joining you. Yeah, it didn't. Was that the RNAV approach into here? I had to manually fly the last bit because it was a bit all over the place. It really fits a gap in the commercial flight market for little hops. No doubt Euregio will be adopting it for local hops very soon too. Yes, we are planning on it. We are planning on it. Right, now then there's quite a big gap in this document, and I am at some point hoping to throw together my own set of flows. At no point does it actually say when you turn on hydraulic power, or the gens, or the windshield heating. It does at some point tell you to turn on the probes, and we'll put the DC gen as well. So what I'm doing for now is I'm just making sure there are no white lights on the overhead, just as I would with an Airbus, and so far that has worked. Actually, yeah, probe heating on there. ACW Gen 2 fault extinguished. Before taxi procedure complete. Accept engine 1, but it's not accept engine 1. We've done it. So, before taxi checklist. Before taxi checklist, prop brake off, cockpit comm hatch closed. CL1 and 2 both in auto. Anti-icing not required. Anti-skid, don't know about that. Flaps, we shall set to 15 for departure. And if you press standby, then that will, this is something that Paul taught me, that will enable roll hold and pitch hold. So when we take off, if we engage the autopilot, it'll just hold out pitch and roll, which is quite useful. Excuse me. And we can arm LNAV and VNAV. Nav and VNAV, as it's called on here. Now we've got this speed auto inop thing. And I don't know why that is. It could be because I did manual speeds here and I don't know how to get rid of that. There we are, I've managed to get rid of it. What about now? No, speed auto inop. Any ideas? I've never had that before. What we'll do for now is just set 170 for the climb, I guess. We'll set local pressure as well. I looked at a checklist that didn't even tell me when to turn on the engines. Takeoff was hard. No idea. Roger. We'll try it in the air. Have we set an altitude? No, we have not set an altitude. Let's do that. So we're going straight up to flight level 180. Yeah, should be fine. Probably. There we go. Taxi clearance obtained. Well, we don't have anyone to obtain it from, but we can tune the radio. Radio tuning is done down here using the RMS. I'm told that this right FMS is even buggier than the left one, so I have not really used it, and I don't intend to at the moment, so we're doing everything from here. We'll tune 122.8. This is also my first VATSIM flight in the plane, so that's exciting as well. We'll set a squawk of 2000. Alex! ATR! Thank you very, very, very much indeed for the tier 3 resub. That's very kind.
ATR.
20 months. That's a blooming long time, isn't it? Now, question is, turn that on.
Check for New Zealand 785 Mike.
5x5. Right. Back to the FMS.
Thank you.
We'll keep our Perfinite page. No, not this one. The one with the takeoff speeds. We'll keep that one open for now. And before taxi checklist we've done, I think taxi takeoff lights can go on. Those ones, I think, yeah. Left is clear, right is clear, and we're going to use taxi power as we taxi out. Rotorua traffic, New Zealand 783 November via Charlie 1. Backtrack and line up runway 18. Roger.
Rotorua traffic, New Zealand 5001, following company traffic. Likewise for New Zealand 785 Mike.
Off to grab lunch, Roger. No worries, boss. I'm gonna get the strobes on. I think it's that one. Maybe I'm wrong, Wojtek, but all I know is it's worked for me. And as you saw, the fuel used is going up. The figures are correct here, and the figures in the fuel page were roughly, or the weight and balance, sim weight and balance page were roughly the same. So I think we'll be all right. I hope we're all right. Good afternoon, Sam. We are moving. We are indeed moving. Roger, does it. Toby's being a bit weird today. He's having an off day. Well, there we are. Seems to sort itself out. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, I would be ever so grateful if you would follow, drop me a follow. You may also be interested in some of my content on YouTube. I haven't done anything for this plane yet, but there are some good tutorials, reviews, other occasional live streams, and other things over there that might be useful. Yeah, did get it started without too much faffing. Is your meeting over, Sam? Wasn't much faffing. I mean, you should have seen us last night for our first flight. Comparatively speaking, it was faff-free today. Easier than the BAE? Yeah, I think it probably will be slightly easier than the BAE, actually. Yeah, very smooth. It was. Ollie! 5 months! Thank you very much. 5 months of Prime Day Crash Babes.
Don't crash, babes.
I mean, I can make no promises, boss. But I'll certainly try my best. Right, and I'm going to stop here. I'm sorry, Wojtek and Paul, but I don't want to mess it up. I'm just going to stop here and work my way through everything. So So we want to do a takeoff config test. I remember that much. I don't remember where it is. Ah, there it is. That seems fine. Can we use auto speeds yet? Yes, we can. Sweet. No worries, boss. I ain't paying for the fuel. We've done a brakes check. We've done the taxi procedure. IAS mode V2 plus 5. Well, I've not done that. I've set it straight to 170. But we're now in auto anyway, so it's a moot point. We've done the takeoff config test. ATC departure clearance. Well, we don't need to do that. Before takeoff. So, I would, as CM1, I would say before takeoff procedure, first officer or pilot monitoring would release the gust lock. Then we'd do a flight controls check, apparently. Strange. Anyway, that's before lineup. Before lineup, we're already lined up. Cabin report
What's
obtained.
if are about to crash? Please let me know. I need time to grab my parachute. And
Roger,
jump out
marker.
Kappa.
No worries. I'll let you know. Transponders on. Weather radar. I don't think we have. At lineup, landing lights and strobes. We can turn on. TCAS should be in auto and transponder should be in alt. TCAS. I don't remember doing anything with at all, actually. Not entirely sure about it. Is it down here? Is it there? No, I don't really know about how you use TCAS here. Serve button. Where? Ah, okay. Thank you, boss. Very much indeed. Very useful. So we've got alt on, transponder 1, TCAS, auto. Fine. Fine. Great. Okay, back to nav. I'll do. Thank you very much indeed. Before takeoff checklist then. Gust lock, release, flight controls checked, transponder and TCAS checked. Airflow should be normal and is. CCAS, recall, then takeoff, inhibit. Pass. We'll come to that another time. There's still lots to learn, as I say. Bleed valves are as required. Bleed valves should be off for takeoff, actually, I believe. So we'll turn them off now. I read that somewhere. I thought it was here, but I now can't find it. External lights are set. FD bar is centered and rudder cam is centered. Thanks, Paul. Got it. ATR isn't easy. Oh my god. Right. I think we're good to go. I think. So afterwards we're going to rotate to 8 degrees up, then we're going to follow the bars, which we will activate probably shortly after takeoff. They'll automatically activate with switching into LNAV and VNAV. Takeoff inhibit is on. It's under the engine display panel. Oh yeah, takeoff inhibit. Thank you. All right, let's go. Let us do this. What exactly is this, though? I need to say something. I need a couple of years. Rotorua traffic, New Zealand 783 November, taking off runway 18, Chotro 4 Papa departure. So, thrust levers. We're going to go straight up into the notch, the white bit. And that will set the correct takeoff thrust. And away we go. These speeds seem to have gone. Anyway, positive rate. Gear up. We have LNAV green, VNAV IAS green.
Rotorua traffic, Air New Zealand
Autopilot can come
5001 is lining up 18 with backtrack. Finally.
Oh my god. It's very beautiful here. In fact, that's a good point. I should probably pop outside and show you what's going on. And then we should pop back inside because there's more to be done. We need to activate the yaw damper, although I think that possibly comes on with the autopilot. No, it doesn't. Taxi and takeoff light can come off straight away. And then at acceleration altitude, which I guess it will do automatically, we can accelerate. Don't know where you set that, but we're on auto speed, and it's choosing at the moment to keep us at 122 knots, which is V2 plus 10, I think. No, it's V2 plus 5. Okay. I would like to accelerate now, to be honest. But as you can see, it's also going to follow the constraints, so we need to be at 4,000 or below, and at 180 or below until Totra. So we're going to have to manage our speed ourselves. I think we can go flaps up now, and having gone flaps up, it's going to bug 140 for us. I don't know why 140. That seems an unusual choice. But we're going to maintain 180. We're going to follow this procedure. This is the bit I can't quite figure. I think it's CRJ-ish, so no real auto throttle control. Yes, I think so too. I think so too. At cruise, though, it's much easier because you seem to just leave it in the notch and it will never get too fast, unlike the CRJ, which will overspeed as soon as look at you. Look at that. Look at that. Hey, Aussie Coffee Bean, welcome! Thank you ever so much for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I'm Philbert, and we are doing a first look stream in the ATR 72. We're flying an Air New Zealand model from Rotorua down to Christchurch. And so far it's gone, touch wood, it's gone alright. How are you? How was your stream? It seems to be a lot less all over the place compared to the CRJ. Yeah, it's doing very well. It is a bit bouncy. You will have noticed, no doubt. It is a bit bouncy over the hills. But who am I to say that's anything other than realistic? So yeah, Totra max 180 knots until turn complete. Ah, okay, yeah. That makes sense. So where are we going after Totra? We must be going to Shutdown, is that right? No, Isgit. Don't know where Isgit is, but great. I think these are transitions, none of which we're using, optional transitions. Thank you very much indeed for the follow, Brett.
Rotorua traffic, New Zealand 785, Mike backtracking 1 lane at 144 departure, Rotorua traffic.
So now we can continue climbing, and we are. So we can go back into the notch. And you'll notice that, like the CRJ, it'll show you your throttle position up here. I don't know if there's a way of turning that off. I know there was in the CRJ. But yes, LNAV, VNAV, IAS, all going exactly as I'd like it to. Although it wants us to continue climbing at 145, and I don't know why that is. That doesn't make sense to me. I'd like to be climbing at 170. Ah, no, you know what it is? It's probably because I haven't gone into the climb setting on power management. Should have done that a little while ago. And here the engine's throttling back. Now we're going to accelerate up to 170 knots and continue our climb at 170. G'day, ATR is real nice. We just did a flight in the Got Friends Astro one in the Victoria Falls scenery of Jefferson 2001. Oh, nice, lovely. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, I'm very pleased.
Traffic, New Zealand 5001, airborne passing 3,200 feet.
Yes, good. So yeah, I forgot something there. So sue me. But before you do, have a look out the window. Beautiful scenery. While I check the airflows and see what I haven't done. Bleeds. I haven't done bleeds. Fortunately, we're still low enough that no one's dead, which makes a nice change. Climb sequence complete. The cabin on this is lovely. I've just landed. Love this plane. It does have some bugs, but it's great fun. Yeah, I think so. The bugs aren't deal breakers for me. Look at the cabin. That is one of the nicest cabins I've seen in MSFS. Really good. And as we were saying earlier, such a shame that Aerosoft had decided that no one spends any time in the cabin. Those engines. This is, I have to say, this is only my third flight, and I already like this plane more than the Dash 8. Most of the bugs I found turned out to be my fault. I think there's been a fair share of those sort of things with me as well. But I do think the FMS is in need of some more work, to be honest. Right. Should we have some tunes? Some peaceful tunes. Go with the beautiful landscape. Best investment you've ever made in MSFS? Really? That's high praise indeed. Tom, hello boss. I really like it. I really like it. It's caused me some problems.
Hello boss, how is
but I really like it.
Can't wait to fly it myself.
No, but I paid £16 rather than the 10 I was supposed to pay. I think there was an issue with the pricing to start off with and the discount. They owe me £6 English. I'll live.
Rotorua traffic.
Yeah, in terms of value for money, I agree, it's unbeaten.
Rotorua traffic. 785
Oh, we got someone coming the other way. Jay Krez. Don't know who he is, but he's friends with me on Volanta. They're giving refunds, I believe. Oh, really? Oh, I'll look into it. Yeah, I can't say I blame them having seen this. Yeah. Right, we're coming up to 10,000 feet. We can turn the seatbelts off and the landing lights. And as far as I can tell, you should just keep climbing at 170 knots, unlike other planes where you would accelerate at this point. Can't see anywhere. I haven't seen that said anywhere that you should accelerate, and indeed if you try and go up to maybe 200 knots, I've found that you climb incredibly slowly, so I'm never doing that. See, the fuel burn's still working. Fuel, yeah. Race weight's coming down. I'm just not convinced that this person in the Discord knew what they were talking about. I mean, they may have done. But I find it very odd that all the figures in the aircraft tally up and that you would still need to use the weight and balance page. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Yeah, about getting lunch. Roger. So over here, if we use the magic... Oh, hang on, I'm doing something wrong. I wanted to show you the augmented reality stuff. Can't remember how. Can you quickly show the route on Volanta? Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Right, here is New Zealand. Here is Rotorua. And, oh, they're going a different way, I see. Yeah, so this is my route anyway, and that's Paul's route. And there's Christchurch down there. We also did a flight from Nelson to Christchurch last night, which was cool. They also have, I mean, they operate to basically all of the POG airports in New Zealand from Christchurch. So you can do Auckland, you can do Wellington, I think, you can do Queenstown. Just landed in Rotorua. I love this approach. It's beautiful, isn't it, Travis? Really beautiful. The virtual reality thing is in that menu on the second display, possibly third tab down. Oh yes, ND overlay. Is it? No. Yes, that's the one. Thank you. I don't know what SVS stands for. Synthetic vision system? Synthetic vision system, I think. I just looked up the delivery flights for the livery I downloaded. Jesus, it's intense. Where are you delivering it to? Which livery is it? I love ATR 72. It's so easy to fly. I've heard it stinks though. Oh really? What a fuel? New Zealand. Oh, okay. Oh, that'd be so much fun though, boss. That would be so much fun. Oh, Rotorua stinks. Of what? I thought you meant the plane. Hello, Emma. Welcome. How are you? Oh, okay. Like eggy, I suppose. Sulphurous. Another of their ATRs went from Toulouse to Luxor. Put that flight into simulator of Curiosity. Takes 7 hours. Oh wow. Yeah, it's not going to be quick, is it? That delivery. I maybe will later, Travis. How's the plane with the spinning thing? It's good. I like it very much. You get to see some nice places on the way. That is true. It is gonna. I mean, I don't know. I'd quite like to do it myself as well, to be honest. I am tempted. Cruise speed is always about 250, 45 knots indicated. I think about 290 knots true, I think. Can't remember, we'll see in a minute. It's slow. It's slow. My takeoff. Oh, Pog. That's a wicked shot. I like that a lot. I had more runway left than it felt like I had. Speed, indeed. But I am only climbing at 500 feet per minute, even though I'm doing 170 knots. I find that somewhat strange. Also, we should set standard, although that does cause issues. That is one of the bugs we found. You set standard, and it never quite reaches the altitude you've told it to get to. We'll see if it does the same this time. I mean, compared to most GA, it's super speed. It's true. Yeah, sure, EFB is here. We're currently showing the page that has all the hidden click spots on, which is a really useful feature. But it is kind of similar to the CRJ one, but it doesn't do all the same things. Payload, performance. This stuff. This stuff. And this stuff. Off to have some lunch, back soon. Okay, M Degree, see you soon, Wilson. Wojtek and Paul, are you having similar rates of climb to me, or are you climbing quicker? You hate that they still have the state changes with the ground services, though. Oh, you mean the actual GPUs that you see on the ground, you mean? Man, 1,500. Yeah, so why am I climbing so much more slowly? Climb rate lines up with what I experience. I guess Paul's a fair bit behind me. 1.25. Yeah, alright. You're at... Okay, have you just got to cruise, or...? Because if you have, then I guess we climbed at about the same rate. Excuse me coughing. It's the COVID. Okay, so you've probably experienced a similar-ish climb to me. Alright, fine. I can deal with that. But you should just leave it in the notch, right? Remember Dan says cruise puts out more power. He did say that, actually. Yeah, should we have a little look? Yeah, it's putting out a little more power, actually. I think. Yeah. Oh, there we are. Only a few percent more, yeah. Had it in the CIJ often that I clicked outside of my sim like on Discord and it clicks on cold and dark in the sim. Oh, I've done that so many times. Not in the CIJ, funnily enough, but in the A146. I was clicking on the wrong thing to zoom out. There we are. So, about 300 odd miles to go till our top of descent. In my opinion, state changes always have an "Are you sure?" prompt. Yes, I think that would be a sensible idea, actually, to be fair. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna have a little chat about what you can do to support the channel if you'd like to. You can join Club Filbert, which is what I call my Twitch subscription and YouTube membership program. If you're on YouTube, you can click join. If you're on Twitch, you can subscribe. And you can also look down below in the about boxes for information about the perks you get. That would be very much appreciated. If you'd like to just make a one-off donation, the most cost-effective way to do that is via that tip link that you have there. But the main thing is that you're following and you're enjoying the content. It's not about it. If you're already in the club, Emma, if you're already in the club, then you can upgrade to the next tier. Was there ever an explanation of why Filbert? Yes, actually, I did. I have explained. It's not a very exciting story. When I was a teenager, we had a program called MSN Messenger, which some of you probably will never have heard of, which is depressing. But anyway, it was a bit like the Facebook Messenger of its day, I guess. And a friend and I, we kept changing our screen names every week or every day to something that began with the next letter of the alphabet. I don't know why we did it. It just seemed like a good idea. I got to F, I found Filbert. I was like, that's quite a good nickname. I'm going to be Filbert from now on online. And I have been. ICQ, exactly. Similar era as ICQ. 33. MSN was in my life in secondary school. Yeah, was your life in secondary school. Alexis doesn't have to say it. It's true. Yeah, I never really got into MySpace. I don't know why. I guess MySpace was the Facebook of its time. and MSN Messenger was the Facebook Messenger of its time, or the WhatsApp. Yeah, you see what I mean? I'm not convinced it is to do with pressing standard, because there's only 200 foot difference. But it has stopped our climb at 17,800 feet. And I don't know why. It also thinks we're still climbing because it's got the speed set to 170. That doesn't hugely matter because we're still accelerating. But yeah. Converse with Rando starting with ASL. Exactly. Those were the early days when the internet was exciting. And you had IRC. I spent time on IRC. Met some characters there. But yeah, you could. It was like, oh my god, I can talk to people from all over the world in these chat rooms, and it's amazing. Dial-up and DSL was for rich people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that was sort of. I loved IRC. I used an Acorn computer back in those days when I first got the internet. And there was an Acorn IRC chat room, which was really, I don't know, it was really cool. I had nice people in there, and I just spent quite a lot of time chatting to them about stuff. Yeah, I learnt about Linux. It was a damn fine computer, was the Archimedes. The future of CPUs, except it wasn't. Except it kind of is, because ARM broke away from Acorn, and ARM still make the processors in Macs, don't they? Or make the processors in Macs again after they moved away from Intel. I think. Yeah. Yeah, good times. I used to play Habbo many years ago. I used to bug my mum for credits all the time. Oh, Habbo! Ah, that rings a bell, but I can't think what it is. I'm going to have to Google that right now. RN. Habbo Hotel, yes! Oh, that was so good. Found another bug. VATSIM controllers will be pissed off. With what? Mac does the M1 chip their own design, don't they? I think... I could be wrong, but I thought that it was an ARM chip. Certainly they made the chips for the original Power PCs, and I think they then also make processors for current generation Macs, I think. Ah, there we are. Yeah, based in Cambridge, aren't they? I remember Cambridge was sort of a computing hub. I went there for certainly an Acorn computing hub. My dad was a DT teacher, and I went up there for a course on a program called Artworks with him. So I was must have been about 7 or 8. But it's really cool. They let me use my own computer, join in the course. I've got to be honest, I wasn't a Habbo. Yeah, boss, that's exactly what I've just been talking about. It's not a new bug, it's a bug I've been talking about for the last 10 minutes. I'm going to close the PCs down with the stream. I swear to God. No one listens to me. Every time you say acorn, it sounds like ekhorn, which is squirrel in Dutch. Roger. You did, Zach, you did. You're able to watch back though on the VOD, boss. I'm planning on uploading this video to YouTube as well, for the YouTube audience to hopefully enjoy. So you should be able to watch it forever. Oh, IBM made Power PC. Oh, did they? Oh, okay. Everyone pay attention to what the background noise is saying. I swear to God. It doesn't... This is the thing. The VC's all well and good for when I'm not streaming, but when I am streaming, you're missing out on the enjoyment by being in there. I played Panfu and Movie Star Planet, and for that I wanted to play Habbo, but for some reason wasn't allowed. Did you bankrupt your parents? I have the slight feeling I'll be getting an insubordination warning. They just read your lips. No, but they clearly don't, do they? If they read my lips, that'd be fine. But he's not listening. Only 200 feet off here, though, so that's something. Well, closer to 200. It's for a badge of honour and almost knighthood. I mean, Habbo was mostly 60-year-old men pretending to be 13-year-olds. I'm sure it was. Why weren't you allowed to play Habbo then? Because of all the pervs. Quit! Hello! It's good! In short, I'm enjoying it a lot. Yeah. Not perfect, it's got a few issues, but I like it. Can you not go into VS mode to climb into it, or does it then drop back down? I have sort of managed to get it to do that. If you go into VS mode with it here, it won't. It thinks it's at the right altitude, so it won't climb. I don't think. We'll try. No, it goes back down. So what I've done before, I think, what I did on the last flight was I managed to bodge it by going up 200 feet and then going into VS mode. I think that's how I did it. But I would say maybe for the sake of 200 feet, it's just not worth worrying about. I don't know. I am worried about it. I don't recommend good NVIDIA. I'm just on the latest. Yeah, so that sort of does it. Not bang on, but it gets you closer. But it is annoying. My parents did want me to get off the computer as much as possible at the time, though. I did nothing else in life back then. Right. Nothing wrong with that. That's what adolescence should be. No, not really. Right, let's listen to some more tunes. Crashing and stuttering on the later. Oh gosh. I don't know then. Sorry to hear it, though. Have you tried GPU scheduling on? Because I know depending on the driver build and your graphics card, either one can be a problem. My last driver set a bit old but works flawless. Well, why not go back to that then? Oh, sorry. Can you just not just will it into the correct altitude by Skygod powers? Alas, not. Yeah, it has to be off on this tube. Oh, okay. Why not just roll back to the last one that worked then? Because everything spits up warnings, so oh, I see. I've not long moved from a 1080 Ti, and I did have the odd driver version that just screwed everything up, and I never really found a reliable way of fixing it, unfortunately. Isn't it beautiful? One of the world's great liveries, I think. We're flying from Rotorua to Christchurch. Or where's the livery? Livery's on flightsim.ta. It's a good looking plane, I think. Maybe the driver updates are a conspiracy to make you spend money on something you don't want to spend it on. I would not be at all surprised. We do indeed, Emma, we do indeed. I'm sorry? Puerto von Atre? What does it mean? It's funny that there are a lot of airlines that are just black and white. You would think it's boring, but it's so good. It is. But it's good because of that design. Palm fronts and the logo. Oh, there are not a lot. No, there aren't a lot. Air Canada black, white and red too. Yes, I do really like Air Canada's latest innovation. I don't mind the new Condor livery anymore. I did, I hated it, but now it's grown on me for some reason. It does look like it's got a big forehead, it's true. This and the A380. This and the A380 both have that problem. But it's still prettier than the Dash 8. Slower than, amazingly, an awful lot slower than the Dash 8. I did not expect that. So we've got a bit of a headwind, you see. We've got a 40-knot headwind, which is certainly going to extend this trip over the hour and 55 minutes it should take. Dash 8 is best. Brah. The new content livery is a crime against aesthetic. I won't fight you, Emma. I won't fight you. I respect your opinion and your right to be wrong. To be fair, I prefer the 737 over the A320. Well, I do as well to look at. Yep, already posted in the Discord, Wojtek, in aviation guides. I posted about that this morning in general. If only the BA had these panels, Islander 2, those panels here are godly. What panels? What panels, sorry? How is the ATR turboprop Airbus? Talk me through the reasoning. Is this no? This is named Big Band. This is not very big band at all, actually, is it? This track is called Merry Go Round and Round, though. It looks so Airbus-like, the cockpit and the overhead. Yeah, I guess it does. I guess it does. And I guess the philosophy is similar with the dark overhead, right? And I also guess it's made in Toulouse. Is it? Is it made in Toulouse? Unfinished panels look so 80s. And some brushed aluminium, yes. Something creative like Condor did is still better than the 500th boring Euro way. I agree. I agree. Did we switch the power down to cruise? We did. We did. We did that in the climb because it actually gives you a little bit more power. Yeah, I do see where you're coming from. Add some brushed aluminium, yes. Maybe some fuzzy seats, big dice. A steam gauge version would be nice, actually. I agree. That would be cool. Do you actually expect me to read 1012 pages of this FCOM thing or whatever? I don't. No, I don't expect that at all, boss. But it's there should you want to ever refer to it. Oski, good afternoon. The ATR has highlighted that my Logic X56 throttle has a slight problem with ghost inputs. May I have to look into a new throttle. How much space does the Bravo take? Quite a lot. Hang on, let me take a picture of it with my hand for comparison. Takes up. Hang on. I haven't measured it. It takes up this much space. Ooh, ring light reflection. Oh yeah, it takes up that much space, boss. Don't know if that's helpful. Anyway, I've got it on a side table. No, it doesn't come with a manual. That is one of the most irritating things, in my opinion. You've released an expert level aircraft with no documentation on how to fly the thing. So we have to trawl the internet. However, there are some very, very, very useful documents, including a full set of flows and some checklists and an FCOM and some videos on my Discord server. Who applies ATR flows when? Don't know, boss. As you may be aware, I'm not a well man at the moment. I've got the COVID. So nothing appeals to me less than sitting down and trying to write a set of flows for this plane, to be honest. So it could be whenever. Could be sometime never. Or maybe, like, the Aussie gang will sit down and write some on my behalf. Which they do sometimes. It's always a treat. You need a POH. I know. Flying this in Africa seems like such a vibe to me for some reason. Who flies it in Africa? Powered USB hub is the traditional fix for ghosting on the X56. Oh, there you go. Good advice. I would not have known that. You get that, Os? You hear that, Os? Yeah, you did. Why are you a noob, Quet? How do we know that you don't have tiny hands? But well, yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? I don't know. I've got a pint glass. I've got a pint glass for scale, right? Here's a pint glass. Here's my hand in comparison to a pint glass. So now you've got all the information you need. You just need to put a pint glass down where you're going to put the throttle quadrant, and that's all you need. Hello, boss. Thank you very much indeed. 2 month streak. 2 month streak with Prime. 16 months in total. And a Club Filbert Gold member, I think, that I haven't calculated. Thank you. How was work? Or are you still there? No, POH just blows my little brain. I know. But like I say, there's some good resources on my Discord. You will be able to do it. 8 Barley. Thank you, boss. Very much indeed. 8 months at Tier 1. Legend. Thank you very much. A pint's a pint, surely. After 2 flights, I have to say, while it'll be fun when they fix the bugs, the FlyJSim Dash 8 for XP is superior in every regard and much more expensive. Expert Series is a stretch. Well, you say that, boss. But Expert Series to me means that it's designed for experts, right? So it's designed for people like me. I don't know how to put this. It's designed more for people like me than people like you, boss. You know what I mean? Home now wasn't too bad, just chat things. Oh, good. What chat things do you do at work? I didn't know you did chat things. Expertly, not expertly. An NSW pint, an English pint, or a South Australian pint? I always thought a pint was a pint, to be honest, but maybe I'm wrong. I think Ben mistyped chump. I know what you meant, boss. I do know what you meant. Are you hinting that MSFS simmers are more expert than XP sim? I wouldn't dream of it, boss. I wouldn't dream of it. Ben, this plane's quite good. I think you're going to enjoy it this afternoon. I think. I don't know any XP sims. I only know XP gamers, boss, but there might be some out there who truly believe they are simulating flight. I don't know. It varies from state to state in Oz, the sizing of beer. Yeah, but still, a pint's a pint. 20 fluid ounces, that's a pint, right? Oh my god, except in southern Australia, where they call a pint 15 fluid ounces. That's insane. That's insane. A pint should be a pint everywhere in the world. Especially in the colonies. Because, you know, pint glasses have to have a crown on. In all, I assumed, in all the territories of the Commonwealth, but maybe not. African Airlines that use the ATR-72, Mauritius. Oh, we should do Mauritius. Might do some of that in the Discord this afternoon. Air Botswana, Air Burkina, Precision Air, Royal Air, Morocco Express, and Senegal Airline. There's loads then. Might give it a go. South Australia is secretly England, we think. But no, they're furthest away from England of all of Australia. They are essentially treason. State of treason. Dozen, is it 10, 12 or 13? 12. In Canada, a pint is whatever glass the bar has. It's very lame. Really? Well, I never. That's blown my blooming mind, that has. Maybe now we have a new king. Maybe they'll, clamp down on this sort of thing. I don't know. Which country, Quet? Where do you live? True, but they speak English, have lots of churches, and are very proper. So bizarre. I mean, you all speak English, sort of. Is that like the biggest Catholic part of Australia? South Australia? Yeah, I think there's enjoyment to be had beyond its flaws. Yeah. There's some good documentation stuff on my Discord as well, which helps. That's what I'm using. My ISP just bought out, and I paid $220 for 1 month. What? That's ridiculous. Maple, hello. What are your thoughts on the ATR so far? Good, I like it. I like it very much. The UK has traditions for everything. Other countries seem to be just a little more loose. Yes, rather too loose in some cases, eh, Martin? Not pointing any fingers. Oh, Canada, right. But our English is closer to the King's English than the rest of Australia. Okay, I'll have to listen out for that. I'll have to listen. So I wouldn't like to expand upon it, Martin, to be honest. I think you know, though. UK seems to hold on to the past. I wonder why. I wondered why until the last 10 years or so. Now I do the same because the past wasn't as awful as the present. Anything becomes a tradition if you've been around long enough. Yes, that's true. Now I've got to set up the Bravo. I hate this bit of getting a new plane. Ah, boss. I have the thing for you. I've posted it. Where did I post it? Sim settings. If you go into sim settings, in my Discord server. It's got all of the ATR settings for the Bravo, but the throttle decreases are wrong. I don't know where I got them from, but it's basically the button that's at the bottom of the axes. UK still controls Canada anyways. King has last say. Yeah, but your pint situation needs sorting out. Good. So yeah, you'll have two throttle levers, two condition levers, that lever. That's all you need. The whole table of US UK pints and Irish. I haven't had a drink since I started with this COVID lark, and I would quite like one, but I don't feel well enough. I'm sure it won't do me any good if I do have a drink, so I won't, but it's a shame. No, I'm not going to watch the coronation. Hopefully, if I'm better, I'll be in Cyprus during the coronation. Although they might be well into it, it might be on all the television, I don't know. But no, I'm not a royalist by any stretch of the imagination. It doesn't mean I want to behead him or anything, but the idea of a democracy which has a hereditary monarch just doesn't work for me. Don't think there'll be organised celebrations in Cyprus. But they have our sockets, you know. They have our sockets. I'll celebrate it if we get a public holiday for it. Well, we are. Are you not? You should. You are royalty. Flight sim scenery review royalty. If that is the basis of my royalty, boss, I think I'm probably reaching the point where we're moving into a republic sort of a situation. Bruh, he has no... I know. That's why I don't want to actively... But, you know, I don't want him to be killed. I don't want a revolution. Because he has no powers. And it's not something that keeps me awake at night. It's not something that I... I'm that worried about. But in my soul... it doesn't feel right. Can someone explain what is hotel mode? Yes, I can, boss. I already have. But I'll explain it again, Trudeau, and I'll explain it again for you right here, right now. In essence, hotel mode involves starting engine 2, but without the propeller spinning, so that you can use it for bleed air and power, the same as you would an APU. House of Lords should get to the curve as well. Yeah. Are you saying that Club Filbert is a microcosm of the UK? Robo Ding Dong, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Yes, it's simulated, yeah. Just as though you're in a hotel and needed power. Yes. Where is automatic torque? Well, it's here, boss. Condition levers in auto gives you automatic torque. The headline of him wearing £350 million of jewellery and crap made me sick in my mouth, to be honest. I didn't see that, but that is unbelievable. Hotel mode sounds like a very geeky way to say you're on vacation. Yeah, it does, yeah. It takes a bit of getting used to, Tweedwin. It takes a bit of getting used to, but it's worth persevering with. Sounds like stealing shower towels or so. A microcosm of the world. Yes, that is what the microcosm. Did I use the word microcosm? I don't know. I don't know. No, what I said. COVID brain, innit? Yeah, talking of Club Filbert, some of you aren't yet subscribed, and that's awful for you. It's quite bad for me, but it's really awful for you. you're missing out on a whole load of exciting perks and the opportunity to be part of the finest flight simulator community on the entire internet. So yeah, something to consider. But no pressure, like. No FOMO when you're in Clubville, exactly. Ooh, mountains! Beautiful. What are we thinking about this music? It's a bit different to what we normally listen to. I'm quite enjoying it, but do shout up if you are not. How are the fruit am I ahead of you by so much? Don't know, boss. I didn't know you were, to be honest. We're doing slightly different routes, if I remember rightly. Oh, no, you're not. You're doing the same route. No, you seem to have done a cheeky direct. You didn't go via Sudan. Either I don't know why I did go via Sudan. Oh yeah, Paul's still behind me. I don't know. That's really weird. Paul is also 30 knots fast. Really? What, so you're doing 265 ground speed, or? What's your power setting? What's your torque percent? Liveries are all on Flight Sim TO, nothing to do with Aerosoft. I don't know if you remember, but I told you about our broken down car on holiday. Yes, I do remember, yeah. Little update is still in the garage, and they don't have a clue what's gone wrong. Oh, how annoying. 262 knots ground speed. My home country is being flown. Love it. Oh, good. It's nice to have a local. Which bit of New Zealand are you in, Robo? Or Robbo? Robbo? Probably Robbo. You're doing 233 IAS. Why? Is it because of this? Should I set this? Does that make any difference to anything? I sort of feel like we're probably just doing full power. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference to anything. Yeah, I don't know. North Island, Hamilton, North Island. Oh, right, cool. Nice part of the world. Cruising power less than GT. Manage your power, cruising power management. Yeah, same. But what percentage are you getting up here? Are you getting 70.3 or are you getting more? What happens if I go into MCT? Ooh, NP goes up a lot. Speed goes up a lot. You're on 75.5. How? It's clearly not all about the torque, though, is it? Although going into MCT and then back to cruise seems to have worked wonders. Yeah, it is, Scott. It is. It's not good. It hurts as well. But, you know, no point just lying on the sofa waiting for the inevitable, is there? Might as well come here, fly plan, entertain people till the last. Jake! How are you only just following? Welcome, anyway. Thanks, Martin. Well, I don't know what that's all about. I really don't. If you're doing 233 IAS, and I'm not, 262 ground speed. This is getting a bit Christmassy. Very Christmassy. No. Bruh. I wonder if it's a setting. I wonder if it's a setting somewhere. We're in max cruise. Surely that's as good as it gets, right? It can't do more than max cruise. You certainly don't want long range. That'll slow you down, won't it? It doesn't seem to do anything, actually. And you're both in the notch, are you? You haven't moved out of the notch. You're a bit faster now. Gross weight 22120. Oh, I am a bit heavier than you. I'm a bit heavier than you. But not that much. Wouldn't have thought 300 kilograms would make any difference to the speed, would it? I don't know. Aye, notch, good. Wonder if he made these panels from scratch. I don't know. 255 ground speed is good for you now. Okay, good. Yeah, 40 knot Edwin for me. 35 for you. How weird. I guess you're offset from me a bit, aren't you? Anyway, it's all fine. It's all fine. I accidentally clicked under unfollow. Oh, right, okay. I mean, we needed these panels years ago. What? ATR panels? Ooh, pretty lake. That's not that lake we flew over in the VFR flight, is it? Helicopter flight. No, it's not a lake at all. It's a bay. I think. No, that is. It's near Wellington, isn't it? Is that Wellington Bay? What do you call it? Might even see the airport for a bit of luck, actually. Oh, custom coded. Yes, I see what you're saying, yeah. Yeah, there's the airport down there. Last time I flew into Wellington, it was in a DC-3, doing my first DC-3 flight with Wojtek. Hog. Islander and BAE to name a few. Yeah. I wonder if anyone can do a mod to make them work with the other plane. Probably. Vibes. That's also the runway that Wojtek failed to stop on and ended up in the water beyond. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It was very much a 2022 highlight, I think it was. I know, I would love to come here, IRL. Flight and scuba package. C engine panel, that's in the DC-6 Red Bull. Is it? Never knew that. Never knew so many planes use these systems. I'm just going to go and top up my water, won't be, mate? Could use these engine panels too. So much potential. Yeah. Well, all you need is a screwdriver and a bit of perseverance, I would say. Just thought didn't have to go now, but maybe back later. Okay, boss. See you later. Have a good afternoon. Can't get the light right today. Yes, hello, boss. What's the ATR like then? Good. Got a few bugs, few issues with it, but overall, it's a nice little plane to fly. I would imagine that it's now all owned by Microsoft. Hence, Microsoft, the folder's called Microsoft Aircraft ATR. That's my gut feeling. I'll head off, need to play tennis. Okay, true, have a good game. See you later, boss. Is it me or just the prop animation look a bit off? It's not the best. It's not the best. But I think it probably depends on the frequency of the camera and the display and that sort of thing, right? I don't think it's too bad. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. Breathe in. Yeah, I wonder. We haven't heard what's next, have we, I don't think. We shall see. Very dramatic music. Very. The shaded part should oscillate. Yes. Yes. Just look for cancelled airplanes. Yes, oh, bad shout. I was thinking perhaps Innie builds upcoming A380 might be one, since Innie have a good relationship with the same. Oh yeah, it's possible. That is possible. Although I think the A300 is coming first. It could be the A300. Yes. Now, Wojtek says that he's read in the MSFS Discord that you also have to use the weights and balances menu up here. That's what he says. That's from an official source. I don't think it's his usual gossip mum. But I've always just put them in the FMC and ignored the weights and balance menu, and I've always got there. And these figures here match what I put in on the FMC. So I'm no longer sure. I've only put them in on the FMC. The plane seems to know about them. The fuel burn seems right. The weight's going down with the fuel burn. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me that you would also need to use this. But, especially as it's so close anyway. But, if that's what they say on the forums, maybe that's what you should do. I don't know. I don't know. You see, I can't see that. Where's the official source on this, boss? Gadney FX says you feel up using the pop-up and then put the numbers to FMC to let the plane know them. But who is he? Who is he? This does not sound like a reliable resource. Yes, it's matching my flight plan. Yeah, it is. So I put the numbers from my flight plan in the FMC, then they come up on here, and they come up on the EFB, and it all seems to work. Lots of good stuff about this $20 plan. Buying it soon, need to tell Dad it's good. Dad loves the ATR. Yeah, I think it is good. Not completely good, but it's up in the thread looking for the... Okay. Some don't understand why we want this plane. Some hate us for even having fun in airliner. No, there is a SimBrief import. You can import. If you look on my Discord server quit under... what's it under? Help and Guides and then Aviation Guides. It explains how to set it up. Yeah, we'll see if I run out of fuel, exactly. But I haven't run out of fuel. And I can't see why you would need to use this panel when the plane knows what's going on. It just doesn't make sense to me. Work folder, yes. Same as the CRJ, basically. And the PMDG. Default fuel is 2,500 kilograms. Well, perhaps, but that's also the value that I put in, boss. No, it can't be the value I put in. Right. You mean in the fuel menu the default is 3? Yeah, but we're not using the fuel. No, I put in 3,184 kilograms, so that would have rounded out 3,300 is what I'd have put in. And we now have 2,420 kilograms of fuel. We're just past Camdo. Now I don't trust the SimBrief profile at all, but I'm going to have a look at what we should have. Because I'm interested. Uh, 1633. 1633. So we're doing very well indeed for fuel. Too well. I don't know where I've put those little boxes with different configurations for the Honeycomb Bravo. What boxes are they, boss? What do all the people think of the ATR now? Anybody turned from hate it to love it? I never got as far as hating it. But the official thread is just a bunch of flight sims. I didn't read an official answer from anyone who knows what they're talking about. I understand what you're saying, but the fact that it shows the fuel burn in here, it shows the gross weight and the fuel on board in here. To me, that's all I need. Why would I want to involve a menu? It's clearly not just. You're not just telling the FMS the figures. It's actually inputting those figures into the plane. Otherwise, this would show something completely different. The Bush pilots were hating all over it yesterday. Well, it's not really a Bush plane. AC was talking about how slow it is. Oh, like the MSFS Bush pilots. They were doing a flight in it. Enjoying it, but with no documentation on the bugs, it was very frustrating. Hard to tell what's a bug and what isn't, and to know what you need to do properly. Yeah. Our controllers need to learn to deal with it just as they would in IRL. But yeah, I can imagine if you're controlling Heathrow approach, Heathrow director, it might cause some trouble. Yeah, no, it would make sense anyway, Wojtek. Just like all the other planes. The PMDG, for example. PMDG 737, you input the fuel in the FMC. It loads the fuel into the aircraft. You look at the weight and balance menu, it bears no relation at all. I don't care. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there's no evidence at all that you need to do it. There's just some flight simmers talking about it and suggesting that you ought to do it, and saying that the figures you put in the FMC are just to help the aircraft calculate performance. That bit is patently untrue, or it wouldn't change the fuel on board in the aircraft. Good, very early morning, Cat. Good morning, Owen. Hello, welcome. Better to copy the weights of the FB or tablet into the FMC. HK, that makes no difference whatsoever. There are no, sorry, makes no sense whatsoever. There are no weights in the FB tablet. CAN225, that's a Builds plane. I haven't flown. This is nothing to do with Flight 1, actually. This is a totally different product and a totally different set. We need the HK command with Ben now. Yes, Owen, indeed. ATR 72, first look on stream. And a very fine machine she is too. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a... As we were saying, so the general feeling in here, I think, is that it's a good plane with some issues that make it frustrating at times. And I would go along with that. But I really like it. Yesterday I quite liked it, but it drove me a bit mad. Today, on Flight 3, I really, really like it. It's a lot of fun and pretty realistic. Also, New Zealand's amazing. I mostly just want to fly in New Zealand now. Yesterday I did one flight. We flew from Nelson down to Christchurch, and then this morning we flew from Christchurch up to Rotorua, so the reverse of what we're doing now. We were HK, and you said it's better to copy the weights of the FB or tablet into the FMC, which is a rubbish and an untruth, because there are no weights to copy from the FB or tablet. Oh wait, let's me have a window. No, correct. The FB does not show weights. There's no way of adjusting weights in the FB. The FB reads the weights. That's the other thing, Void. That's the other point, isn't it? You go into the performance page. Sorry, the payload page. And the EFB reads the weights that you've put in the FMC. So the weights that you put in the FMC appear here under zero fuel weight, and gross weight. They appear here, which is read from the aircraft's internal systems. Doesn't make sense to say that the FMC, you're just telling it for the performance points. I ain't but what is. Point is, it's working for me doing it this way. And until there's someone official saying otherwise, that's what we'll do. So what other routes? What other routes are people interested in seeing in this? I'm curious. So you needed 3,500 kilograms of fuel on your first flight. You put the value into the FMC, but the fuel pop-up only showed 2,500. Right, okay. Okay. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the aircraft is reading its fuel from the fuel pop-up. Mind. Air Mauritius ATR 72 flights is something I'm quite interested in seeing. Yeah, it's just the Mauritius scenery we have is a bit rubbish, I think. If I remember rightly, I have flown to Mauritius. Is it FSDG? I can't remember. And the 2,500 was reducing during flight, unfortunately didn't get down to zero. Pardon me. Well, what we'll do then... Yeah, it's FSDG and it's rubbish, I remember. What was I going to say? What we'll do at some point is we will reduce the fuel in the menu to 0 and see what happens. That will provide a definitive answer, I think. I'm a bit confused on what configurations you need on the physical throttle pod. Hang on. So from left to right, you need. Well, I've still got my spoiler in here, but you don't really need that. So from left to right, you need spoiler, 2 throttle levers, 2 condition levers. I use the blue prop levers from the GA, and then the flat lever. So it looks like that. That makes sense. Oh my god. Tell you what. It's all very you putting your head in your hands, Martin. You, Alex and Offworld, peas in a pod when it comes to humour. Peas in a pod. No worries, boss. Yeah, FS 2004 was surprisingly different. So we're not too far from our top of descent now. About 30 odd miles, I'd say. Let's just reduce the range a bit. I don't think we have to do very much. I can't remember though, so I'm going to check my flows. Approach briefing, we're not doing that. We need to set our nav frequency for the ILS. And that's going to be 110.3. So RMS1 nav 110.3. There is an auto, so it's set to auto. I don't know what that will do. Won't risk it for this time round. We're also going to go into heading mode so we can set our course. Heading. And then that will allow us to go into blue needles. Although I can't for the life of me remember how you do that. Nav source, nav source, nav source. It's somewhere. Here we are. Select. There we are. So we go from FMS1. I don't know how he set his feed. From FMS1 to VOR/ILS1. Alright, maybe the needles are not technically blue on here. But that should allow us to set a course. No. Oh, I'm doing it on the wrong side, noob. This one. That should allow us to set a course of 196. Oh, that's a coincidence. It's more or less the heading we're flying on as well. .196. Now we can go back into pink needles, back into nav, and continue following the FMS course. Transition level. I wonder if we put that in here somewhere. We've got transition altitude. We don't seem to have transition level. But I guess we'll just put 13,000. I think it's fairly standard in New Zealand, is it? No, transition level is flight level 150. So we'll see if it'll take it as 150. No, we'll give it 15,000 now. And the QNH in Christchurch is 1024. It's already given us a VMHB and a V approach of 113 knots. Okay, what else do we need to do? Restricted primitive areas? Nah. Need to talk about the go-around talk. Don't know much about that. But anyway, descent checklist. CCAS recall checked. Landing elevation. Landing elevation. Where do we do that? I feel like it ought to be down here, but it's not. Oh, really, Paul? Okay, cool. Just press heading to sync it. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see, RJ. Where do I put landing elevation? Yeah. It's such a lower altitude as well. It's above the FO FMC. Oh yes. I think it's a bit. If you leave it, I guess it's auto, right? Do we need to set it, or I guess we can just leave it in auto? Set to FMS. I guess. How does the VNAV work? How do I activate it correctly? Mine doesn't work. I'm doing it wrong. Yes, in order. I actually knew something. I just had my. Yeah, you did, Scar. Thank you. It's useful. Very useful. So. I know that Paul's had trouble with it as well. This is what I've done. I've been in out mode. I've wound my out selector down to whatever. Flight level 60 as it wants to call it. Then I've just pressed VNAV and it says VNAV out. And I believe what will happen when we pass our top of descent is it will go into VNAV path. We'll see. Where are the times that Scott used to fly a Ryanair A320? Yeah, well, we all remember those times fondly, Ross. Hello, Matt. What's correct? Where did you go? Oh my, yes, yeah. Well, I usually am. There we go. VNAV path. Now for this, you can't be in the notch. You got to get that power way down. Paul recommends putting it somewhere in the green band. I'm going to leave it towards the bottom of the green band and see what happens. We're also going to go back into auto speed and see what that gives us. It wants us to be at 245. Oh, you've been here? Oh, good. Well, on my first flight in the ATR, I took off from the apron, so it still does exist to some extent. Oh yeah, blocked that one from my memory. I know you mentioned about not having time for YouTube reviews, but may I ask if you'll review ATR? No, I don't think I'll do a review of the ATR. I think the only people really who are in a position to review the ATR are people who fly in the real world and speak about its accuracy. Mine just did a circle at Messings for no reason. Yeah, something to look forward to then. You didn't have double Messings, did you? So 240, 220, 200 is our descent speed schedule. Make of that what you will. X-Winger, I'm enjoying it a lot. I think it's good. Not perfect, but good. I find I'm punished more by Elon when I'm active in the chat than when I'm not. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, Elon doesn't like me. He asked me to pay him for a blue tick on Twitter, and I was like, nah. So, yes, we're not best buds anymore. Must be all those nasty things. He just wants me to pay money, you know. Nice that the ATR has an autochrono. Yeah, it is. Matt, I don't. I think you might have forgotten something. I don't know. I don't know where this line of dialogue is going, but I do feel the need to remind you that I'm not a well-manned boss. You know? How much modern ATR can become in the 600? New Cockpit's completely rebooted the ATRs. Yeah, I guess it's quite a big step up, isn't it, from what it used to be? Yeah. I'm not having a dig, just genuinely nice to have an autochrono. Does it have an autochrono? How do you know this, boss? I thought it was a dig at me not having started the chrono. I didn't know this. Back in the right direction. Good. I seem to have got past Messick's without it doing a circle, which is nice. I'm going to put the landing lights on now. I'm going to get the people sat down. We've passed the transition out level by quite some way now, so we can comfortably set local pressure. I did explain it step by step before, Wojtek. You can have a look at the pod. I can't seem to get it out. Oh, hang on, I'm pressing the wrong thing. Yes, I can't get it out of standard. Does anyone else find that? Ah, but then when you wiggle it, it does. Good. 1024 is what the sim thinks the pressure is. And that's what the METAR says as well. Pressing the standard button doesn't get rid of standard. You need to scroll the knob to get it to show the pressure is at. Thank you. Makes sense. As in the second row of numbers. Second row of numbers. Oh yeah, here, flight time. Is that what you mean? Right, let's press heading to sync it. You're right, Paul. You're right. Oh, on the clock, elapsed time. Yeah, that too. Cool. Yeah, I have to say, I hadn't noticed that. It's quite a vibe, to be honest, boss. It's the same, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same. So yes, there's this whole set of checklists that we can go through there if we want to. We haven't really done that. But if we go to normal procedures and then we do our descent checklist, we can do all of that. FMS recall, landing elevation checked, FMS nav performance set and check, done. Done. And it even changes his screens up. And now we're below the transition altitude level, we can do our approach checklist. Seatbelts on, landing lights on, altimeter set and check, cabin altitude check. Yeah, that's all good. VNav's working nicely, we're coming down nicely. I can't feel it's not something you can just turn. It's a light. It's true. Now I have ended up a little bit fast on approach. So I'm quite keen to get down nice and slow before localizer intercept. Standard precision approach. On intercept heading, speed and bug 170 knots. So let's set that manually. Is there a way of confirming our approach speed so we get them on the tape? I wonder if we do it the same way. I can't remember what the way was. I think it was serve. No. How did we change our speeds? How did we confirm our speeds earlier? Do you remember? So over here, we have them. We have a V approach of 113 and a V go around of 127. But there was something we did, which you just tried. It only has accept takeoff speeds. Perfect. Okay. Ah, yeah, here. Yeah, takeoff data confirm. Approach. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, there we are. It is what it is. Oh, we want to keep that descent going. Glide slope intercept altitude is 2000. So we can now arm approach mode. Throttles are currently at idle. And I think we'll turn off the music so we can concentrate. That should be nearly at the end. And going back to the flows, the next thing we want to do, on intercept heading speed to 107, nav source identify. So in fact we'll go into heading mode first. I don't know if you can go straight into approach from LNAV. You might be able to, but I don't want to risk it because we want to do this nicely. Approach mode is not doing anything. Why? Ah, no, yeah, why? Maybe it's because I'm... Okay, there we are. It's because I wasn't in VOR ILS mode. Okie dokie, good. Loc blue. The anti-buoy flap speeds in auto will change for landing automatically. Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Alright, let's go flaps 15. It actually says we should do that once the glide slope is alive. We're pretty much paralleling the glide slope as things stand, so that's okay. Where's that? Oh, there's our dear. 14 out. Okay. So we're on our VNAV path, we've got glide slope blue, we're on heading select Loc blue. That's exactly where we want to be, I think. Looking fine. Yeah, those animations do need some work, don't they? And the propellers. Very good. That's it. Invoid, hello, welcome. How are you? Right, Loc and glide slope, both green. We're going to go gear down.
Christchurch traffic, NZ 553 Mike taxi in runway 02 via Foxtrot and Alpha, I think it is, Christchurch.
Christchurch traffic, New Zealand 783 November. Established on a 11 11-mile final, runway 20. Good timing, Envoy. We're just coming in for our approach. Yeah, see, these flows don't quite work. So the next thing we're supposed to do is at glide slope 1 dot, we select flaps 25. Glide slope half dot, we select flaps 35. And glide slope star, we select flaps... No, we don't select flaps. Oh yes, no, we've already selected flaps full with half a dot to go. So you're supposed to have full flaps before you intercept.
Christchurch traffic, New
Obviously we haven't
Zealand
today.
785 Mike is inbound Aussie for runway 20.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying it on.
Christchurch traffic here, New Zealand 5001, established final 12 DME, runway 20.
Oh, I've ended up back in front of you, have I? Are you flying the Airbus A320neo? No. No, this is the ATR 72. It gets very worried about the speed. I'm not worried about the speed, so I'm a little bit below the approach. So, long way from stall speed. Got flaps full. This is what we're flying. Does look like the Airbus with spinnies, yeah. That's a bit. Yeah, Emma was right.
Christchurch traffic, New Zealand 553 Mike, crossing runway 2911 Alpha.
Not really.
Christchurch traffic here, New
Sort of.
Zealand 5001, 10 DME final, runway 120.
Looks similar to the Catalina, but the cockpit has similarities. Similar, but similar. Roger. Right, missed approach then. Should we need to? Not that we will. We will be following track 196 to the CH VOR, then turning left to intercept the outbound VOR radial 181 to Tossic with a mandatory 4,000 feet constraint. So we'll set 4,000 feet. Now we're glide slope established, just in case. And we'll do the landing checklist. Landing gear, down 3 green, flaps 30, power management should be on takeoff. I haven't done that. Now I have. TLU should be low speed. Icing AOA light, check. Yeah, all good. Exterior lights should all be on, and they are all on. So we're all good. Simpons on it. Christchurch traffic, New Zealand 783 November, short final, runway 20, 4 miles. With all that nodding dog routine, you'd think it was windy, but it's not. It's not terribly windy.
5 miles here, New Zealand 5001.
But it's turbulent because of all the trees and the fields and that, you know? Right, let's hand fly her in. Yeah, I've already got full flap out.
9 miles to 20 Christchurch for New Zealand 785 Mike.
That sound is the trim. I've never heard a trim sound like it. Looking alright, isn't it? So far, so good. Famous last words.
500.
Checked. I'll do my best, boss. Speed's got a little quick, actually, which is not great for my landing, but should be good for you too.
$200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
Sterile cockpit, please.
10.
Welcome to Christchurch.
Traffic New Zealand 5001.
Thank you for flying Ryanair. Last year, over 90% of our flights arrived on time.
Do it
We
yourselves
hope you
quickly with
enjoyed
reverse
yours,
thrust.
and we look forward
Thank
to
you,
welcoming you on board
Scott.
again
Much
soon.
appreciated.
Ryanair. Low fares, made simple.
Doesn't like turning. Oh yeah, good day. Road filled with flies. Jesus Christ. Christchurch traffic, New Zealand 783 November, runway 20 vacated. Why is it turning left when I've got full right in? Okay, it's stopped. Yeah, that was a bit weird. Bit weird, but anyway. Thank you for all the bits, people.
Christchurch traffic, New Zealand 5001 landing at 20.
I suspect from what you're saying that you're not envoyed. How did I get the cool sim? That's called Bene overlay. It's a streaming overlay. It's not something I see in the sim itself. Thank you, Firebird911. Thank you very much. So now we're down. This is the point where IRL, I believe they would turn off engine 1, but that led to bad things happening last time. So we're not going to do that. We're going to turn those off. We're going to turn the strobes off. We're going to taxi in on 2 engines. We're going to put the gust lock in. Welcome, Wojtek. Sorry I missed your landing. Hope it was alright. Thank you, Owen.
CN 5001 vacated 20.
And where did I say we were going to go? I can't remember.
75 Mike.
5,
2
I
miles
think.
for runway 20. Christchurch traffic.
2 miles? Oh, 2 miles, I'll slam on the brakes and we'll watch his landing. You know what I mean? This guy's taking off from the other direction, isn't he? But at least he's waiting. Why did they choose to... I guess to save fuel.
0642 off of 7%, taxi into holding point runway 02 Foxtrot Alpha.
Noitoy123, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome.
Christchurch traffic, New Zealand 553 Mike, after the landing ATR, runway 20, we're going to full set runway 20. Christchurch.
Ah, drone's not going quick enough. Yes, it is. It's fine. Ah, boss. Professionally done. Professionally done. I like it. There's absolutely no way you can judge someone's speed from that camera view. Anyway, stop saying stupid things. Taxi. We need the parking chart. Right, so yes, we said we were going to park right at the end on stand 5, I believe, so we'll get round the corner. Minus 93, very nice. Very nice. Now let me have a quick look at my flows. This is the worst time to look at flows, I think.
Christchurch traffic to New Zealand 785 Mike.
Oh yeah, we've got all the non-precision approach stuff. Landing, go around. Parking. There's a bit missing here, isn't there? HQ Legends. I think it's your modesty I've always liked the most, boss.
Send it, go on. Christchurch traffic, New Zealand 5 Mike, full fair on New Zealand.
Ah, this is Connor here, is it? Cool. Right, so we're going to gate 5. No follow me. I'm still a 5-year-old, so everyone FDO the honours. Roger. Oh my god, there's an A320 taking up all the stands. I guess we'll go for a different one, like 7. Right, taxi light can go off. In fact, I think it is already off. So that's cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to brake check anyone behind me there. Oh, I haven't even raised my flaps. COVID brain, innit? So yeah, we'll just go in here. Oh, I didn't GSX it, did I? Change facility. Gate 7. No. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. I also don't see the marshaller, so I don't know how. I think we're supposed to park to the right.
Fire up 7, land up, wait, do it.
Given the lack of marshaller, you'll forgive me for using an external view. I hope. There we are. That's where we want to be. You see it as a GA aircraft? Oh, do you? That's strange. I wonder what he really is. I wonder what the reality is. Right. After landing procedure, TCAS
Christchurch
standby.
traffic, aircraft on stand 5. State your type, please.
Your type.
Your aircraft type.
Rudder, I don't know how we, I've forgotten how we do the TCAS. Menu, RMS1, TCAS. No, not ident, twat. Here we are, TCAS standby. Transponder, we can leave. Flaps 0, gas lock engaged, flight controls check, radar standby, ADU standby. Landing light strobe off, probe window heat, anti-ice and de-ice off, which we haven't done. Probes, anti-ice and de-ice we haven't used. Window heat we did use, didn't we? There we are, they can come off. ATPCS, don't know what that is, but we're not doing the last flight of the day, so it's fine. Lead off engine 1 and punch clock. I don't have a clock to punch, unfortunately. We can let's click the clock. Right, now CL1 feather. After at least 2 minutes of engine running at ground idle. Well, we haven't had that, I don't think. But yeah, we probably have now, just about. So, engine 1 feather. And then fuel shut off. And now engine 2 can go to feather. And we can put the prop brake on, which will stop the engine back into hotel mode as he started with. We won't be able to do GSX though, so what we're going to do is connect the ground power and switch the shut the aircraft off completely. Ground power. We'll get the main door open. The tail prop needs to go in. The tail prop stops it tipping back. I'll show you that in a minute. Cargo door can open. But this is the prop, the tail prop. So it stops it tipping backwards onto the tail, basically. When I first read it, I was very confused, and I was picturing some small propeller on the tail. Yeah, I found very confusing. Anyway, there we go. Sorry to be a pain, but would it be possible to put a screenshot of your throttle calibration and the EFB in the Discord once you finish the stream? Sure. Let me do that now so I don't forget. There we go. And yeah, we should be able to connect the external power. We should be able to turn the engine 2 off completely by moving that to fuel shut off. And now we should be able to request deboarding. Oh no. It wanted me to park the other way round, did it, or something? Yeah, it wanted me to park the other way round. Alright, close your eyes. There we go, you can open them again now. There's no way of knowing. There's no way of knowing. Surely that's got to be wrong though. Why would you have people walk around the aircraft when you can just pull in and go that way? I don't know. I don't know. Right, now we should be able to request deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
Deboarding requested. Good, so there we are. Look at me. Look at me. What are you? Is this you, boss? Who's who? One of you's you, one of you's Paul. I know that much, but I don't know which is which. You need to be angled for some reason. Yeah, how weird. To be fair, all the parking spots at these New Zealand airports do seem to be needlessly complicated. You know? Why? Why would you have all these options? There's got to be one way that's best to park, surely. Also, I haven't opened the cargo door. Apparently, I thought I had. Cancel, aircraft, cargo door. Good! Seatbelts can come off. We haven't done that, I don't think. And they can use their electronic devices as well. Beacon can also come off. That will do, I think. That will do. Not a 100% perfect instructional video on how to fly the ATR 72 set super realistically, because although I am a real-world pilot, I'm not a real-world ATR 72 pilot. But enough, hopefully, for you to get started. And if you have any questions, do feel free to come and ask them in the Discord. I will, as usual... Oh dear, this is not going well at all. Oh my goodness me. Oh, let's just not look. Yeah, just do come and join the Discord. Any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. My next stream, I'm not entirely sure. I'm having a week of playing it by ear. Because I'm ill, and I sometimes feel like I'm not streaming, other times I feel like I am. So yeah, do join the Discord to keep up to date with any upcoming streams. For now though, thank you all very much for being here, and I hope you've enjoyed it. We've got a few thank yous to say. Dashboard, activity. Here we go. So we had 50 bits from Matt requesting a sterile cockpit and then ruining it. We had a tier 1 sub from 8 Bali, a tier 1 renewal, 8 months. Ben with the 16 months of Prime. Tom with the 17 months of tier 1. We had 9 raiders from Aussie Coffee Bean, thank you very much for that. We had 50 bits from Marker. We had 5 months of Prime from Ollie. 20 months of tier 3 from Alex, unbelievable. 18 months of Prime from Scott. So thank you very much for those. That's most generous of all of you and very, very, very much appreciated. You're going to watch this back and fly along to later. Good. Well, as I said, I'm planning on uploading it onto YouTube. And I hope you'll subscribe to me over there as well to see this and other useful videos that I've done in the past. That's youtube.com/philbertflies. Just need to get the old stream alerts thing going. Sound alerts, rather. So yes, we had 200 bits more from Aussie Matt with good day, welcome to Philbert Flies. We had 400 bits from the Ryanair on time from Scott. Thank you, boss, very much indeed. Very generous. 100 bits from Wojtek with no, from Scott with no, I think it's rubbish. And I think that was it for today. It was. So who is streaming? We've got Cleared Takeoff. We've got Chewy. We've got Dutchy One. We've got Island Control. Island Control is on short final. I just wonder if he's going to be He's doing a virtual rotation to Gatwick, and he's just arriving into Gatwick. So maybe we'll go and raid him. Ben hasn't started yet because, well, we're 20 minutes early. I was hoping we could raid Ben, but he's not streaming, so we can't. Oh, can we get the landing rate? Did you do a prediction? I didn't even see. Absolutely, you can get the landing rate, boss. I haven't looked myself, but I've got a very good feeling about it. Just bear with a second. Minus 85, boss. Minus 85. Hello there, I have a question. If I want to make a world tour, do I have to select each airport manual that is on that tour, or can I just do one after another? Sorry for my bad English. What I mean is basically if I have to select all airports before I start my flight. In MSFS, it depends what plane you're using, but generally you'll need to do one airport to the next, rather than having a flight plan with all the airports in it. This thing is a butter machine, I agree. If you want to see more ATR fun, Flightzilla will be streaming. Yeah, he will. So yeah, we'll go and say hello to Island Control for now. I don't remember his bloody name. What's his name? Dan, I think. I think his name's Dan. Anyway, he's a good bloke. So we'll go and raid him, and you can always you can switch over to Flightzilla at 1400 Zulu. For now though, thank you very much indeed for watching. It won't work. Why won't my raid work? Stand by. There we are. That should do it. Yes. Yeah. Go and say hello to Island Control. I'll be in the Discord VC for a little bit afterwards. And I will see you when I see you. Have a good rest of your days. Take care. Bye-bye.